What is up, everyone? How's it going? We're back.
Salute to all those who have been patient, waiting for the return.
Those who believed, the believers in the chat.
Y'all knew we would come back eventually.
You already know. And we're here in person.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
We're back in full form in person.
Yeah, shout out to Severe moving to NorCal. Because without that, this would have been a lot harder to do in any capacity in person, other than like Joey and I. So obviously we live close together, but.
Yeah. But we're glad to be back. We got some exciting topics to discuss today. I think PM's been doing pretty well lately, so there's a lot to talk about.
Very well. We've had a lot of tournaments. You know, we'll talk about them today. Some nice upsets that happened. Some seeds that were kind of criminal in where they were put.
Yeah.
Some that were accurate in where they were put. Maybe not accurate enough.
Yeah.
You want to just get right into it?
Yeah.
Just talk some Mile High.
Yeah, let's talk about Mile High Club. I guess we could start just talking about we all three attended the event, and I think we can all say it was a pretty well done event.
Shout outs to Artie, shout outs to Alex, shout outs to Tracy, shout outs to Horatio, all the TOs. I know there's some other people behind the scenes who I don't know their names exactly, but shout outs to all the TOs, everybody who ran the event. It was really well done.
Shout outs to the venue.
Dude, that venue was really nice.
The venue was very nice, very spacious.
Yeah. Great seating.
Yeah, there was couches. Everyone from the couches was able to view the stream, so that was really nice.
They were super comfortable too.
Yeah, it was like a little like
a home theater.
Yeah, like a home viewing experience. Everyone just kind of booling on the couches.
Yeah, cool. See all the couches full, all the regions kind of gathering together on their own couch too. So
it's true. We should have had couch battles.
I saw at one point they switched the theater setup thing. It was the stream, but they switched it to like a straight feed of the what's it called? A straight feed of the game, which made it like almost 1-to-1 like of what was happening like real time. So it was more exciting to keep up with.
Yeah.
No scores, unfortunately, on the screen for us. But like if you were paying attention,
if you're watching, you kind of know what's going on and.
Worst case scenario, you ask your buddy next to you.
Yeah, no, I if you're coming from playing friendlies, you just go. He's a game 5.
Is it game? Was it
DJ
game 5?
Classic?
That is a classic.
Severe doesn't know about that one. The DJ is this game 5. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I think overall the bracket ran really smooth. We were able to. I know at first they were a bit concerned about how much of best of 5 we could do, but I think all top 32
ended up being best of 5.
Ended up being best of 5 because we were just running ahead of schedules. So.
Yeah, it's really the most you can ask for. Top 32 best of 5. It's like we love to have pools best of 5.
Oh yeah,
but it's a one-day event.
Yeah. For a one-day event, this was great, and
that was my only ask. Really, is like everything after pools. If that's best of 5, then we're chilling. Like if pools isn't, like that sucks, but there's not much you can do about it, and it's like. Not like most tournaments don't do that anyway.
Now, there were a lot of upsets in pools. Because of that.
There were a
ton
amount of upsets.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard these days for people to seed PM tournaments because...
Everybody just beats everybody.
And everyone's also improving at their own rate. Some people, are picking up new characters. Some people are, grinding every day while others are not grinding at all. And that's what kind of leads to the...
Sometimes it shows.
Yeah.
100%. What were you guys' favorite upsets of the tournaments?
I mean, I think that the most hype one to see in person was Dr. Grin over Nog.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, NorCal Homie taking it over seed 3, 4?
Yeah.
Top 8 seed.
Yeah. And as far as what I know, Nog was... complaining about his seed beforehand and ended up getting upset. So that just shows, the nature of seeding is not always how things are meant, are going to play out in your bracket.
Yeah, you always got to respect the other player regardless of their seed.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, they're seated way above you and, maybe they shouldn't have been, or maybe you're just playing hot that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, in the case of our good friend Ivan, they're seated a good amount below you. And, you get marthed by Polier.
Yeah.
And,
true. Or Squirtled by Cloudburst.
Okay, we all know.
Criminally underseeded.
Criminally underseeded. The famous tagline of our homie Cloud.
So yeah, I think that in general, that upset was really hyped to watch. You know, I thought, to be honest, towards the end, Will was up 3 stocks to 1, and it went to kind of the last stock situation.
He almost threw that game entirely.
If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta at least watch it.
Yeah,
it's a good watch for sure.
In my head, I was like, Will, don't let it. No.
I felt like he was gonna throw at the end.
I
almost stayed there.
I would have seen. I could have seen it happening. I was nervous, and I'm sure Will was too while it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, he went off stage. They're both last stock, and Nog is hanging on to the ledge, and Will's off stage. And I thought, like, if he gets backered right here, if he gets down aired right here, he's just done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And somehow he just didn't. Got the one back air he needed, hit Nog off the ledge, and that was curtains.
I think Nog kind of did the thing. I always do this when I fight against ESS for like the first game or two, and it's just like, oh, I have the ledge. I just need to wait her out on the ledge, and then it's like, wait a minute, she has like a billion resources to just pop up there and then hit you while you're there.
Back air you, forward air you, just hit you while you're on the ledge.
Yeah, it's like I can't, like, your brain just can't process it until it happens a few times, and then it's just like, oh yeah, I have to like actually respect this character a ton, especially on walled stages.
Yeah, I mean, Will too has been playing Zero Suit for almost a year now too, and I think this was his best performance probably at a
by far
at a PM tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
I think he's kind of drowned the past couple tourneys.
Yeah, he's had a struggle the last few tourneys ever since the Project M Arcadian.
Yeah, Fireside.
Yeah.
Will has not been performing too well, so it's good to see. I know he tweeted out before the event that, you know, I hope this is my breakout, and I think that he kind of did have a breakout there.
Absolutely.
Now, we'll see, you know, sometimes it gives you confidence going forward. Sometimes, you know, you get a bit more nervous that, oh, I need to keep performing at this level.
Yeah, we'll see how he does.
It's all about how you use that. If anyone hasn't seen any of Will's games from Fight at Fireside, I suggest watching the Mole Drifter set. That one is straight comedy.
I knew you were going there.
I gotta shout out that set. I gotta shout out Will not mashing for once in his life.
Insane.
Yeah.
What else?
Other than that, a big.
Well, we gotta talk about Brad winning.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, I think. But let's get to Brad. Let's talk about some, because he was the bigger name that we can talk about it for a little while. Some of the lesser known names in the scene, I guess we can talk about Polier. Going on an amazing run to 13th at the event.
13th.
Yeah, he had a super close game 5 set with CP9.
Yeah, in fact, all of Colorado was actually very behind Polier, which is great to see. You know, when your region is watching your match and supporting you. And
it's always good.
Sometimes it's difficult in, you know, Colorado is a lesser known region, I'd say, overall.
They go hard.
But they were very, very loud in the crowd. And
good
big respect to that.
Yeah, Polier had an early loss to Nave in his round 2 of pools. Didn't even get to play his round 1. Appears he had a DQ.
Yeah.
So he just straight lost and then went on a tear in losers, beating Valnor. I don't know who that is. Junior Chaffles. The big one to make it out of his pool, 2-0ing Ivane, who was, I don't know what seed he was, but he definitely should have made it out of pools.
I believe Ivan was the 8th seed.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
right.
9th or 8th. He was supposed to play
I think he was 9th, and Kais was 8th. And so Ivane was supposed to play Kais. However, Ivane also got upset by Cloudburst in winners, and I guess we can talk about that.
That's what led to the Polier.
Yeah. So we'll get to Cloudburst in a bit, but speaking more on Polier's run, it's tough when you lose the first round of a bracket to even, you know, have the
mental capacity to just like believe in yourself and keep going.
Because I know that I've been in tournaments where it's like, man, I played so bad in winners, and it's really tough to
not get down on yourself there.
To like,
especially because that was an upset. Like Polier was seeded to win that set.
Yes, you get upset in winners, and to come back, you know, regain your confidence in your first few loser sets, and win against a player who is top 15 in the world right now. That's very impressive.
It kind of makes you just feel great about yourself too. It's like, oh, you know, I may have dropped this set to someone that I was supposed to beat, but yeah, I just got the opportunity to beat someone that's just ranked higher than me too.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, that's just like whatever. Like, so what? I can flub one set and still make a positive out of the day as a whole.
Hey, and he got 2 upsets.
Yeah.
He kept going. He got another good upset on CP9, who's also ranked, I believe, right?
Yeah, CP9 I believe ranked 42nd, from what I know.
Sounds right. Yeah, somewhere in 54.
And that's Polier does come from a melee background, so you know the Ivane win over a Falco, it may make more sense. But CP9 plays a character that no one knows about.
Yeah, not a lot of people got that Ollie practice.
Yeah.
Still a good matchup for Mark. But
yes.
You gotta have some sort of knowledge for the matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, especially with a character specialist like CP9.
You're just throwing stuff at you the entire time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So being able to get that win over a player like CP9, who probably fiends off of melee players sometimes with their matchup inexperience. Polier's showing he's not just a melee player, that he's established himself as a DM player.
I talked to Ivan about it afterwards, and I was like, why didn't you just switch to a different character? Because he probably has the melee Falco experience. And Ivan's like, well, I just want to be like, I'm better than you. I'm going to beat you even in the matchup that you know. Well, obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to do a little bit better than that.
I spoke to Polier at some point after the bracket. And he was telling me, like, oh, dude, I'm so glad that Ivan went Falco. Like, that's the one matchup, like, I really, really, really know because of Melee. And he's like, if he had gone Wolf, I had no idea what I would have done. And I was like, dang, Ivan should have gone Wolf.
It's just a pride thing. He wants to win with his character.
I can respect it, yeah. And, it is going to take extra work at times. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I do think that we are going to see some inconsistencies just because of the nature of Falco.
Yeah. I mean, we made fun of him the entire weekend,
yeah.
but he took it well. He took it very well.
Yeah. I was very impressed with his mentality, even though he suffered some hard placement.
He was definitely a goon for the whole weekend. He was saying, "Wow, it's really fun to drown in pools. You just get to be a dumbass for the whole rest of the bracket."
Yeah.
So other people that we can get to talking about are Cloudburst, who went on such an insane run.
He upset first Ivan in winners.
Then Kais.
And then Kais 3-0.
Yes, 3-0 over Kais. And he was feeling confident going into that when I was talking to him. He was saying, I hope I get Kais. If I beat Ivan, I get Kais. I want Kais,
and, dang. He was ready.
And so he showed it. He got 3 over Kais.
He's got that Dutch practice in AZ.
Yeah, I will be honest, as someone who has beaten Kais before, having a Charizard that you play, even if it's, a lower level player or just someone who knows the character in and out, it helps a lot when you play Kais.
You just gotta have the matchup
because you know what that character can do, even if the person's not hitting as hard as Kais or something.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, okay, this is what my character can do against Charizard, it's a big help in the matchup.
I imagine so, yeah.
Then Cloud lost to the Doctor.
He had one more win in winners after that, right?
Yeah, he beat
after
Peter.
Kais.
After Kais, he played the Doctor.
He played the Doctor.
Okay, so that was round 1 of top 32. Okay.
Yeah, the Kais one was round 1 of top 32.
I see. And then, he went down to losers, beating Pikmon.
Peter, another huge win.
Yeah, he absolutely demolished Peter in that last game. I remember. He did some nasty stuff to him.
Yeah, and then
kept the streak going.
It didn't even start there. Motobug was also upset by Cloudburst, after which we saw an insane pop-off from Cloudburst where he was screaming his rank 37 or 38? 38. And, proving everyone that, I may have been ranked 38, but look where I'm placing this tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
it's in top 8 at
least.
least.
4 upsets of people ranked higher than him. It's pretty huge.
Yeah. Then, also suffered a loss to Sitmaster after.
I mean, he lost to two of the top 3 placers.
He lost to first and third, or second and third for 5th.
Yes. So, very solid performance overall. And I know that Matt is busy with, he has a dog and he may not be able to make it out to some tournaments for a little while. So it's good to always have like a good tournament under your belt when you know that, you may be busy for a while or something like that.
I know we will see him at Smash Camp.
Yes, I believe that is his next event in AZ itself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could talk about that in a later
but yeah, because we have, Backhead to talk about.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what attendance looks like for Smash Camp right now.
Yeah,
I think it's mostly Melee because they didn't even cap.
We can look at that in a future podcast. That's also the same weekend as Grand Line, which is an event
here to Grand Line.
In NorCal.
Go to Grand Line.
And so, the PM community is probably going to have to split their attendance a bit. I know AZ will probably prefer Smash Camp.
Yeah, I mean, all of AZ signed up for Smash Camp.
If you're a Melee player, feel free to go to Smash Camp. Yeah. We'll take the PM players here at Grand Line.
100%. Grand Line's going to be good. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up. Get your flights. Get your hotels. There's a bunch of hotels right by the venue. The venue's really nice. Go sign up. I don't know what the link is, but it's something like start.gg/Grand Line probably.
If you sign up within the next hour, I'll tweet at you. That's the big large.
There you go.
So,
well, that's enough of Cloud.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Metroid.
Oh yeah, Metroid.
And then before we forget, I also do want to talk about Blue a little bit because Blue also did very well.
All right, take your pick. Which one do you want first?
Let's talk about Metroid first.
All right.
So Metroid is someone who everyone knows is good, and sometimes he'll go out of region and underperform.
Sure.
It's happened.
He did have a bit of a streak.
Yes, I know. Starting with Jailbreak, I think that was one of his first out of region events after the pandemic. And
yeah.
He struggled there. I know at the most recent Blacklisted, he didn't make it out of pools, I believe.
He had losses to, I believe, LARP and CP9.
Yes.
If I recall.
So,
Those are bad losses.
They're bad losses when you're a Knight player.
I guess it does make sense.
They're bad losses when you're a Knight.
Yeah.
But,
But I was very impressed with his run this weekend, and I know he also said, since before quarantine even, where he had his run at
Emerald City
9, he said this was the most happy he's been with a performance since then out of region.
Yeah, he had a nasty run at EC9. I was there.
That was a classic.
We had all the Ike mains there. Well, all of the ones that were there were there.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, beating Pikmon in the Ditto and Parker Boring or Sip Masta.
Yeah.
That was a decimating set.
I don't remember much of that tourney. It was so long ago. It was like right at the start of the quarantine.
Metroid made it out of pools.
Beating Q-Tip.
Yes.
Got a not an upset, but did get a ranked win for Metroid over Q-Tip.
I heard him talking with Will a bit about just mentality in general. Metroid.
What was he saying?
He was just talking about always thinking that he can take the W and always knowing that he's in the game, which I think was really displayed when he got into losers and beat Nog.
Kind of thrashed him.
Kind of thrashed him.
It's
I didn't watch the set, but if the timing in my mind is correct, people were going nuts after that win. Like venue was going wild.
Well, yeah, I think Metroid is someone who's always had a lot to prove, and his region's also, he's the number one in his region. That his region always wants him to prove it to.
And he's been in the scene for so long.
Yeah,
he's molded for sure.
Like MLG 2006, I believe, was his first tournament.
Gosh.
I was like a 7-year-old.
Yeah, same. I fucking didn't know what the fuck Smash.
I was spamming B moves as like Roy in Melee.
So it's good to see that win over Nog. Very solid 3-0.
30.
Not easy to do.
And then a 3-1 over Sneeze.
Yeah, that's another big upset too.
He was good at the matchup. Sneeze did go all Rob the tournament.
Yeah. Sneeze.
After saying he was going to play all night.
After Sneeze also just was fresh off beating Kais.
Yeah.
Which is his second win on it in past year or so, I believe.
Yeah, he won at Game Night.
At Game Night last year.
And so Sneeze doing, beating Kais 3-0 it shows that you're not playing bad, and Metroid was still able to take it 3-1 over Sneeze, and so that's a very good win. Sneeze is ranked top 20 in the past rankings, so
Yeah.
He doesn't have the raw practice with Comb though. That must have helped.
absolutely. I mean, Sneeze does play quite a bit different from Comb, but knowing how to deal with top, knowing how to deal with the offstage shenanigans.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do that can help in that matchup, it probably helped.
Yeah.
And after that, suffered a loss to Fresh. I don't think that that doesn't sound too bad to me. I know Peter also got beat by Fresh this tournament, so it's probably something that they're going to talk about. And I know that they were both trying to look at what Brad did better than them, since Brad was able to beat Fresh this tournament.
Yeah, that it was kind of like, Fresh did get the Ike bracket looking at it, because I believe
he played a lot.
He beat Peter and Metroid, just demolished both of them. Metroid got close in some of the games.
He played DVD as well, and DVD played Ike versus him.
Did he?
Yes.
I don't think he played DVD.
In this
sure?
bracket? No, he definitely didn't.
He did not. No.
But
maybe
at
maybe
Lake
he was
George,
warming him up then.
at Lake George they played, and DVD went game 5 against him as Ike.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can talk about Brad against Fresh in a little bit. We do need to talk a little bit about Blue first.
Yeah, Blue destroyed all the ices this tournament.
He got the ices, bro.
He played like
Shout out to
3.5
him for taking all of them
ices. I'm pretty sure in pools he played Dank.
He beat Dank to make it out of pools.
And then he played Flarp, who Luigi Link is very tough. I think Flarp did start Luigi in that set.
Yeah.
But
Blue has played that matchup so much.
Blue has played that matchup so much.
Bagels.
And Flarp did go Ice Climbers. I don't know if it was just for 1 or 2 games. But Blue had to play another Ices there. And then Blue did suffer a Game 5 loss to Sitmashta after Parker switched to Sonic. Blue actually destroyed his Meta Knight. I don't know if any of you watched that set.
I was watching. I'm pretty sure he went up 2-0 against the Meta Knight.
Yes, he was up 2-0. I think he four-stocked his Meta Knight. From what I remember.
Dang.
And then Parker went Sonic, and Blue was like, man, that character's fast. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, when you can whip punish a lot of your stuff, like that normally is safe for Link, like forward air and Zaire and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so they traded games in Meta Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because if he got reverse 3-0 by Parker, he probably took notes from that for a later set that he played.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that
very soon.
But then Blue dropped to losers.
Had to play Serb to make top 8. Another Ices.
3-0. The story they played before, and it was closer.
It was close before.
That AZ the 5 PM fights.
Yeah, game night.
That was game 5, wasn't it? It was like
I
game
believe
5.
it was game
I think it was game 5 or
or
game
something.
3 or some nonsense. I don't know if it was best of 3 or best of 5.
Good times.
But then Blue went on an insane top 8 run, beating Fresh.
Another 3-0.
Yeah, just coming off of also beating Serb 3-0.
Insane.
So
I gotta
not dropping games to the Ices.
Yeah, he's kind of nuts.
Yeah, and then
Insane.
one of the most insane sets of the tournament,
Probably his highlight for sure.
Yeah,
most definitely.
was Blue's reverse 3-0 on DVD.
In Chic Link.
And Chic Link, yes.
I thought it was over after game 2. I thought it was over and done with. I was watching that set. I was like, I'm feeling bad for him. It's rough. And then suddenly I just tuned back in, and it's like game 5, and he's up, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, he was up like 2 stocks to 1, and then got like kind of bopped a stock, and they were last stock each, and just like kind of trading blows, and it looked like he was gonna do almost like a Dr. Grin and throw.
Yeah,
but just like Dr. Grin, he didn't throw. He clutched.
I mean, he was down game 5, 2 stocks to 1, and did an insane 0 to death.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
And it wasn't even like he was throwing. It was like he was down and like a whole stock, and he just brought it all the way back. That was insane.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts. He had a pretty nutty combo to get that back to even.
Yeah.
Turns out being a character that can just
Zero to
kill
good.
someone is really good in bracket.
Who would have
It's
thought?
really good. You just get you opening and you kill him.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, Blue then lost to Sitnasta again, but out at fourth, I believe that was an overperformance from Blue. I think he was seeded fifth or somewhere around there, maybe.
I think DVD was. I thought it was going to be his hardest matchup, but
Absolutely.
it ended up being Parker.
And DVD has beat him before, but that also went to Game 5 at Theater.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sorry,
Got the knowledge.
Yeah. So, their sets have been close, but Blue was able to take this one.
I do believe. I mean, we might talk about this later, but they're both going to the back hit, both of them.
Yes.
That might be another. They might get the run back there. That would be the matchup to watch out for.
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. Both definitely some of the top seeds there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then lastly, let's talk about Rangunshu, who
baby.
went on a tear through majority of the bracket.
Well, you went on a tear through like all of the brackets.
Really, there was only one person
There's
that stood
only
the
one,
challenge against
yeah,
him.
only
And
one person that stood a challenge, which was the doctor.
just looking at his run, yeah, he
3-0
3-0's
fearless.
3-0's fresh.
3-0's fresh.
And I believe that these days, Rangunshu, it seems like he goes Ike earlier in the bracket because it's a character that can probably consistently handle those that he thinks he should be able to beat. And then once he gets to the top 8s, that's when the Marth comes out.
Yeah, and I also think, the matchups that he ran into, it just makes sense for the Ike,
Yeah.
The Icy's matchup,
He knows
he
it
annihilated
so well.
fresh.
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted. After watching Peter, I thought it was going to be rough if he went Ike. I thought he was going Lucario for sure after he beat Tech Boy with Lucario.
Yeah.
But no, I guess they net play a lot, and he just goes Ike.
Yeah, I mean, I know that DVD was also talking that, that matchup is pretty good for Ike.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And once you have the experience in it, you kind of just have your simple game plan, and it's all about your execution at that point.
Yeah.
So, very impressive, showing all the way up to winners finals, where the nail biters began.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of went in on Parker. It was a rough set for Parker.
Another 30 for Brad.
Yeah, that was a hard one to watch. I'm not going to lie.
It was though very impressive if you're someone who is not a believer in Marth and PM.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
this tournament showed that Marth and PM can easily hang with, any other character in the game.
I've heard plenty of Marth Doomers complain about the Meta Knight matchup, the Sonic matchup, Lucario matchup, like every matchup that isn't a melee matchup. Basically, I've heard them complain about. And
but Brad was able to beat both Parker's Meta Knight and Sonic very dominantly.
Yeah, and had a very close game 5 with the Doctor in winners finals. He was up, I think 2-0, right?
2-0.
And then Kevin started to bring it back.
Yep.
I believe it was last stock game 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Had a very close clutch from Red.
Yeah. Kevin almost recovered. He got dared early off stage on Fog.
Yeah.
And he almost managed to recover, but Brad just had the knowledge to just hold the ledge against Mario and just deny the
at the perfect timing too, knowing exactly when he needed to grab the ledge after all Mario's recovery shenanigans.
Because we all know edge guarding Mario may be one of the hardest tasks in the game.
Yeah, and I saw Brad too. Sometimes he'd know like, oh, after Kevin uses his down B here, like he's gonna be in lag. He ran off and did reverse up B, for example. And that would just flat out kill Kevin. Like things like that are huge innovations for how Marth is able to handle Mario. And get kills on Mario, which is one of the most difficult things for any character.
Oh yeah, just having the presence of mind and know when to go for it, and then the bravado to actually execute it. I think we're going to be seeing more Marth, pop out and try it more. I know Stango is probably going to be trying that matchup more.
Yeah. I think in general, when we see a character win, it happens in Melee, and it's going to happen in PM2. You see a bit more faith in the characters come out, and people try to bring out, either if they have a secondary or if they're a main, like they try to play that character at a higher level after that.
I mean, there's also
Get
just
inspired.
so many people that have played Marth in Melee or, EM at some point, and then, they just lost faith in the character. So, yeah, I mean, we'll be seeing a lot more. Maybe Lunch will be going more Marth.
Yeah, maybe Lunch
You just
Bulls.
play like all the sorties.
Yeah, but I think Grands was also a very hype set.
Yeah.
Both of them are really good watches if you haven't watched the sets.
Yeah, and I don't remember too much about Game 5 in the Grand set. I did remember what Joey was talking about in the Winners set. I think Brad won a bit more handedly in the Grand set, right?
I mean, it was still Game 5, so...
I meant in that Game 5.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
remember what the stock count was or how close that Game 5 was.
I don't either.
I think it was
all
still pretty
blurred to
close.
me.
I don't remember.
It had to have been close. It was Game 5.
But yeah,
I wonder, do you think that Brad studied specifically for the Doctor, or do you think that he just played with Erg or something and got some practice?
I'm
with the
sure.
character?
I'm sure once you're at like the highest echelon in play, which Brad is at,
Mhm.
you start thinking about some of the individual players. I wouldn't know if that is something that he does, but I could be like, okay, I'm 4th seed going into this event. Who are the top 3 seeds? Like, let me at least do a bit of work in these matchups to
Do
make
some
sure.
study.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, just thinking historically of Brad's record against people, the two people he would have to really worry about would be Kevin and DVD. Because
Yeah.
DVD did have his number last time they played at Blacklist, if I recall correctly. And, yeah, I mean, Kevin's just, he's number 1. You got to be ready for number 1 if you're going to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's
true.
true. It's
Kevin in chat saying that Brad is comfortable in the matchup because of Erg, which does make sense. He's got the Mario practice.
Yeah. That probably helps a lot with those edge guards that we were talking about too. Like he understands because there are a bunch of mix-ups Mario can do, but the more you have that experience, the more you've seen them all.
Yeah.
And know how to hit what you can try to punish and what you can't.
Yeah, I mean Mario's no ZSS. He's still got a really crazy recovery, but he's limited in his resources a little bit more than she is. If you can get you make sure he doesn't have his down B. If he uses his cape once already, then he's not going to be able to go very far with cape again. You just got to keep an eye out for those sort of things. Obviously, when he uses his double jump.
Yeah, it's something where it's like you have. Some matchups against the floaties, you have to just start thinking about the reason. Like Peach is another example. Does she have her float? Does she have her double jump? Does she have her up B? You have to keep track of these things against floaties, and Mario's no exception.
It's a very easy matchup to get tilted in if you're just not killing him, and then he grabs you at 70 and kills
then you
you.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very impressive to have the just the wherewithal.
Especially, Marth is a character where people always say, Marthritis, limits the character. You can't kill at higher percent sometimes.
There was a couple stocks where Brad was getting that Marthritis, where he just couldn't find the kill.
But
most of the time he did find it.
There were also a lot of stocks where he killed Mario earlier than I've seen anyone kill Mario with just a dare read off stage or something.
And I think if you're going to play Marth, you kind of accept that about your character. And
Yeah.
I think once you have that mentality, okay, they're at 180, but I still have so much advantage because I know what to do in neutral and how to find this kill.
Yeah, it's going to be polarizing, but you got to accept that.
Yeah.
Polyarizing.
I was thinking the
True.
same thing.
Another Marth player. But yeah, that wraps up kind of a Mile High Club recap.
I'm gonna take a quick look here at Brecky again, just to see if there's any upsets we didn't cover. Sneeze over Kais, we mentioned that one. Star over Fearless.
Yeah, Star over Fearless.
That
was a good upset.
Well, how are you guys' brackets? Just
Yeah,
just personally, how'd you guys feel like you did?
I felt like I played very well throughout the weekend, or throughout that day. I ran into Serb, who I have not played against iSeason bracket before, and so I was feeling, kind of uncomfortable in that set, so I did lose.
Right.
But it's always good to get the experience at some point. I mean, I know, I'm not the biggest fan of ice climbers, but if I want to beat them one day, it's like the more I
You just gotta
have
be
to
ready
run
for
into
'em.
them, you know, till I figure it out. So I was okay with that. And then in losers, I ran into a couple Falcons, Ande and Stewed. So I had to play 2 Falcons back to back, which, you know, I'm not personally the most comfortable as a Sheik player in the Falcon matchup, but I was glad I was able to win those 2 sets. And then I had to play Pikmon, who went Game & Watch against me, and I was used to how Nezergy plays the matchup,
It plays it way different.
and
Yeah.
Peter is way way more patient of a player, while Nez is a much more explosive player.
Yeah, Nez likes to go in quite a bit.
Nez likes to take full advantage, like, okay, if I get you here, like, I'm gonna do a 0 to death.
Yeah, you get some saucy.
Peter is
reads.
more willing, like, to take a few hits, back off, take another few hits,
Reset
something like
back
that.
to neutral.
Yeah.
And take his time in certain spots, and so
Just hold position.
it was very interesting. It's my first time playing against this Game & Watch, and so I it was something I wasn't prepared for, but I was glad I got to, like, experience that different style from what I've ever, seen.
My bracket was it was all right. All of my matches were either like I won pretty handedly or I lost somewhat handedly. I played. Let me take a look at bracket. I played Zahir in winners. I believe that was Falco. I think they were melee Falco if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
And hit him with the Ganon, the PM Ganon stuff, which they weren't like really aware of. So
Right.
they were just getting chain grabbed, getting hit with like dumb float stuff and edge guarded. How it goes. Then I played Meat Crobs, which is a Colorado native. I'm trying to remember what character he plays.
An Ivy Sword player?
Honestly, I don't. I really do not remember. My memory is so garbage. Something's telling me like ZSS, but I don't think that's right.
Oh well.
If anybody from Colorado remembers who Meat Crabs plays, help me out here. But played Meat Crabs. It was another somewhat quick set. Then my set to make it out was versus Flarp.
Oh yeah.
It was a bit of a sad one.
That was very close. When you went up 1-0 at the start and it's best of 3, which is, as a Ganon player against a Luigi,
it's one of Ganon's best matchups, if not his best one.
and it's just, you also just have the factor of like it's a best of 3 against Ganon. Like that's just that is a hard mental game for the opponent.
Yeah, I honestly I was feeling really really good going into that set. I was feeling confident, especially after winning that game 1. I was like, okay, I just got to keep my game plan going, and I got this. And then I kept it pretty close the other 2 games.
Yeah.
But I was missing my back air edge guards. I should have gone for forward air edge guards now that I have kind of reassessed like how I was playing that. Because he would like side B and I'd go for the back air, but I'd be a little late on the back air, so I'd get hit by the side B when I should have just been outranging him.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
You can just if you're Ganon and you're jumping at him when he side Bs, you can just smack him.
Yeah.
Smack.
Yeah, that's what I should have done, and it's something I'll have to keep in mind for later. Flarp also did a pretty good job of just like keeping me at bay with fireballs and just kind of camping the ledge and playing his position pretty well. It sucks to play against somebody who's like camping, but I completely understand, especially in that matchup.
It's just what he should do.
Yeah, Luigi really has no other options because if he goes in, then he's just gonna get hit and lose. So like he just has to camp the ledge, wait for fireball to hit, and then confirm off of that, or confirm off of me holding shield or something. Yeah, it was a good set. I'm not too sad. But afterwards I played Dutch in losers, AZ Zard.
It's a funny matchup.
It is a funny matchup, yeah. I do have a good amount of Zard practice. Shout out to the Zard dog. And I've also played
Jeff.
I've played Jeff's Zard. I've played Tismatic in brackets like every other tourney that we go to. So it wasn't like something that unfamiliar for me. And then I had the unfortunate happenstance of having to play Nog because he got upset very early.
Unfortunate. That's an opportunity for an upset.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You gotta think that way going forward, Robert. You
I-
you
You
can
gotta
beat
smell
everyone.
you gotta
That's
smell
what
the blood in the
you
water.
hear what Metroid said?
Yeah,
He
you're
said,
not
"I
wrong.
can beat everyone."
I will admit I didn't have the best mentality going into it. I was a little peeved that I had to play him so early, but I was trying to overcome that and not get in my own head and be like, he's just somebody else that I gotta play that I can beat. You know, if Will can beat him, why can't I? Right? He played Rob versus me. I played Ganon. Every game was pretty close. I think 2 of the games were last stock. Game 3, I was starting to bring it back, and I had like a decent lead. I don't even remember. I got like reversaled really early on and just lost the stock, and then I went for something stupid off stage, which I shouldn't have, and then lost the stock for it, which was on me. So I got 3-0'd by Nog, and that was my run. Ended at 25th. Little
25th.
I think I placed 1 under my seat because of the Nog.
Yeah, you would have had to fight Will
Yeah.
otherwise, which, I mean, that would.
We go back and forth, so that could have gone really either way.
Yeah,
but
who knows how it would have gone, really. I mean, you never know at Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my run. It was a good time. You know, I wish I could have done a little bit better, but you know, if you don't win, that's how you feel.
Everyone always feels that way.
Everyone feels that way except the person that wins, and then sometimes they still feel that way.
Yeah.
Man, I lost the game.
Personally, for me, you know, all things considered, pretty good tournament for me.
I thought so too.
I kind of went into the weekend not feeling the best, just like from a physical perspective. I didn't really sleep before my flight, and you know we had to be at the airport at like 4 a.m. So the day we came in, I was just really tired, and that kind of bled over into the actual game day. Even still, I just kind of like, you know, tucked my shirt in, got down to business, and was like, all right, let's get through this, let's do this. Had some, you know, we didn't really talk about doubles, but did pretty good in doubles. Me and Ivan together beat Serb and Fresh in doubles.
Did you guys make top 8? Yeah, right.
We got 7th top 8. We did have Boat and Zoe got the reverse 3-0 on us. They were just murdering Ivan.
They're a
at the
menace
last
of a
3
team.
games.
Chicago Joey and I had to play them at Joey's birthday bash too, and Joey and I just got thrashed.
Yeah,
their synergy is really good, and both of them are really good at capitalizing off of each other's punishes and just like spiking you off stage.
Yeah, it was. I felt like, I don't know, I just need to figure out a better strategy to just keep Ivan alive for longer, because it's hard when you play a character where all your moves are big, and it's like, oh, let me go break this up, and it's like, I just end up hitting Ivan, and then
now he's off stage.
He's in a worse position because of it, but then it's like, well, if I do nothing, he's just gonna die. So I don't know. There's something to be thought about there, but still got top 8 there, and then it came into pools. My round 1.
I got your bracket pulled up here.
Oh, my bracket. I played against Guest. I don't remember what matchup it was. I think he went Donkey Kong and took a game, and then I just solidly took the next 2 or something.
Okay.
Then I played against
Traffic.
who's Evil Lesbian. Evil Lesbian.
Oh,
Rye
yeah,
from the Midwest. Okay.
Evil Lesbian.
Okay.
So they took game 1 pretty solidly. They went all Zelda that game. I'm not very good at the Zelda matchup, personally. My character does well in it. I think I just wasn't in the right headspace. Game 2, I picked it up more and got the kills I needed. Game 3, they get a stock lead, and then they switch to Sheik and get 2 more stocks off of me.
Oh, wow.
And by that point, I started to come back a little bit, but it was just too little too late, so they got it. I didn't really feel bad after that at all.
No, she's pretty good.
Mostly, well, the reason I didn't feel bad was because if I beat them, I would have had to play Fresh, and
Yeah.
I don't think I was taking the Fresh set. And if I lost to Fresh, I was probably going to have to play against either Lamboa or Steel Kangaroo in losers. And I really didn't want to have the bracket of Zelda into Ices into
DDD or Ivy.
Into DDD or Ivy, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got the floaty bracket here, huh?
I was like, you know what? I'm fine. Evil Lesbian's a fine loss. I don't really feel bad about it. I wasn't even playing at my best, but you know, still good on them to like just capitalize off me.
She's a good technical player.
Yeah. Then I played Slatty, who actually kind of had me for a scare. Marth player. I think they're a Colorado local. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they took game one, and then I just I brought my experience in the matchup more into effect. And this is where I really started to heat up, I want to say, after that. I then went into Fallen, who plays Falco. I mean, I'm just really comfortable in those two matchups. I played them with Ivan for years.
Yeah.
So, if I lost to them, I would have felt pretty sad. And then my set was Shadowhawk, which was on
the big one.
This one was a funny set. So the context for it was that Shadowhawk had just lost to Pikmon right before. Like, literally, we played our set right after theirs.
Yeah, they
which I felt kind of bad about. Because
lost to him on stream, and then immediately was like, oh, hey, play Big Large on stream.
Play other Ike on stream.
Yeah, that's rough.
Which I would feel very tilted about if I had to do that. It was my first time playing Shadowhawk ever, and I will say it was kind of tragic because he was up all of game one and then killed himself at the end.
Oh.
And then game two, I think he got up at the end, but then I grabbed him at 80 and killed him with up throw up air.
Classic.
Yep.
So I mean, good win for me.
Yeah.
And I still held my composure the whole time, so that was good.
I can't remember who I was talking to at that tourney, but I heard your set get called, and I was telling him oh dang, Joey's got to play Shadowhawk. I'm not even gonna watch. Joey's got this. And then you.
Yeah, I felt good about it.
I had the faith.
Really, my highlight set of the whole bracket was probably my set with Knave.
Yeah, I heard that was a game 5.
That one was oh my god, dude! It was game 5, last stock, last hit. I think he was up at the end too, and I got him with, I don't even remember how it all ended. I just know there was a big crowd behind us the entire time.
Everybody was watching that one,
and I didn't actually really hear it that much because I had my headphones on, but I know Evan heard it, because his headphones aren't really noise canceling like mine. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a weird experience for him because he's always the guy getting cheered for. So to have it not be the guy get cheered for, I can definitely understand that would throw him off.
Yeah.
Experiences as competitors, we all have to go through them to know how we handle them.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, you gotta.
When you're the underdog, when you're the favorite, when people are cheering for you or against you.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to handle all of that. It's not easy.
Yeah, stuff that just kind of comes with experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the crowd does make an effect. And then my run ended when I fought Serb. So this is a run back from the pre-local before Blacklisted. I 2-0'd Serb there, and he got the 3-0 on me here. I will say that he played a lot better in this set, and it showed for him. I hadn't played the matchup since I played him. So
yeah, we don't have any ices here.
My set before at the pre-local before Blacklisted, we were actually playing friendlies for a solid 30 minutes before the bracket. So it was kind of funny where we just played a bunch of friendlies before, and then we got called to play each other immediately after, and I was like, well, I had no experience in this matchup before, but he just gave me all of this experience. And then I went to win the set. So I don't know. I think it mostly just shows you really. So much of this game is just being ready for your matchups.
It is, honestly. Having the right mentality going into a matchup, having the preparation that you know what you want to do in a matchup.
Yeah, having the right mental is so big in this game.
Yeah.
Because if you're not mentally prepared, you could be best player in the world.
Yeah.
Not saying putting Kevin on the spot here or anything, but you could be the best player, and if you're not mentally in the zone, somebody who's not as good as you can just take it. If they're more in the zone, if they're ready, if they're not afraid to play whoever they gotta play.
That's how it goes. It's,
heavy is the crown.
It's a tough field out there, and it's getting tougher by the day.
Oh yeah. Tougher by the day. Segue to the back hit.
Yeah, and we can talk about this. I guess we don't have a bracket.
We can just look at the names.
We can just talk about the names that we see. One of the big ones that's making a return to the national play is Switch.
My guy Kyle.
I don't know how much more we'll see of him after this.
I think he's signed up for a few tournaments.
I think
is he coming
Switch.
back?
I think
He's trying
Switch
to
is trying to
make a
get
return.
back.
Yeah.
And Switch grinds with DVD on the regular.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And
Yeah, everybody loves.
I know
Kyle.
Switch was at that one tournament recently. If we can somehow get that, yes.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
But yeah, Switch is, an absolute titan of the game. Has been ranked second before on PM rank.
Yeah, truly a historic player.
And
Yeah.
so it's very exciting to see them come back, and this may be the first bigger event they've played in a while that they may be taking super seriously, but if their mindset's there and they're focused, I can see Switch for sure.
He's gonna take some names.
Making
I
a
can see it for
huge
sure.
run.
I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
I know he's definitely the kind of player who's like he's super chill and he's just like happy to play the game.
He's happy to play,
because
and
PM is just sick.
yeah, and he's happy to understand. It seems like he's very understanding of if I lose, we can look back at this, we can correct this, and so I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say this tournament may not go well. Going forward, Switch is going to be a name that we all know to watch for.
Yeah, I've taken coaching lessons from him and stuff in the past, and he has a very good mentality about the game in general, and just having some fun with it.
Also,
making
a
it
notable name to come back here is Teals. Who is making his return to playing?
You playing MK?
Yes.
Cool.
So this will be the first tournament I believe we see Teals back.
He's fobbed up now too.
Ooh,
Yes.
He's got the fob.
Yes, and so that's very exciting. I think that I don't know how in practice he is. I know that SoCal does have a local today actually, Gerudo's training ground. So if you guys want to see how Teals is doing, maybe you could tune in there. I know Sosa is going, Teals is going.
Plug the Twitch. Plug the Twitch.
Twitch.tv/SoCalPM, I believe it's something like that.
Should be.
And so yeah, that'll be very interesting.
And also tune into Ascension to watch all of us play.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We have a local later as well.
Just like an hour from now, really. Which
I'm
means we gotta wrap up a little.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We'll just
get
go through
Mile
some of
High.
these names in the back hit, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Another name that's coming back, and I've heard with some fire, is Gallo.
Oh yeah, Gallo.
I've seen Gallo been tweeting, I want to come back. I want to he watching everyone do well. I have to drive.
He
I've
signed
seen
up
some
for
tweets about it.
Grand Line as well.
Yes. So Gallo,
Ooh.
the East Coast,
something.
the East Coast is pushing their players now a bit. It seems.
Yeah, because DVD is also making his way out
Yeah.
here. True. He's going everywhere actually.
Boyko also in attendance. A lot of East Coast names at this event, which is surprising. I feel like the East Coast in general has not traveled last year. I felt too much.
No.
Not too much travel, but it's good to see DVD's kind of leading the pack. That he's been going to every event that he can this year. That's really cool.
Who else we got? We got Sipmaster going.
Yeah, definitely a top seed for the event. A potential to win the event too.
I could see it.
Sipmaster, coming to the table with a lot of experience in the matchups that he may have to play.
Yeah.
I see that, the people that are potentially above him in terms of seeding would be DVD and Lunchables, and he has experience in both those players' matchups.
Yeah. You did have a very close. I mean, it's been a while, but the OG Undertow, yeah.
They had a
versus
close
Lunch
set.
was a close set.
Yeah, and I'd be excited to see how that goes. But overall, Sipmaster definitely a solid name. Other names that are at the top there, DVD and Lunchables, both killers of their own right.
Lunch making a return to Texas for this one.
Yeah, his original home region.
Yep.
Sure, the cheers from Stewed will echo through the country.
Yeah,
It's true. I still remember hearing Stu cheer for Lunch at
Undertow.
Undertow. Yeah. And in the small-ish room that we were in, his
It
super
reverberated.
loud, deep voice just fills the entire room. It's crazy.
That is nuts. Yeah. I don't.
Feel it in your chest. That man's got a voice.
Could you pull up the potential seeding again? Let's take a look
Yeah.
at some of those other names. We could start looking.
So, we're going to have Blue.
Yeah, Blue as well, who just is off of a very hot performance at Mile High Club.
So I suspect we'll probably get Blue versus Switch. Just looking at this, I mean, they're 4th and 5th seed. So
Yeah, that's the projection. We'll see if any other top players choose to sign up. I know Sosa
Bongo's
may
going?
be going.
Oh, Sosa, yeah.
If Sosa's going, this bracket could change a good amount.
Oh, it'll change a whole
But
lot.
yeah,
So
Bongo also from the East Coast going.
D Bongo.
Yeah,
Calm and Metroid representing, and Chalupi? No way, Chalupi signed up?
yeah, I saw Chalupi on the names.
Wow, that's
No,
That guy's like never traveled anywhere past the Midwest.
it's the year of travel. DVD going out of region, Chalupi going out of region.
Switch coming out. Yeah,
That's good.
You-
I'm excited to see some Chalupi, I'll be honest.
Another CP9 as well. Oh, and Severe, you'll be there.
I will be there.
Dang, Severe. That guy's cool.
Combe also going to be there. Combe has had some solid performances at nationals. A
Yeah.
top 8 at Undertow 2022.
Got 4th, I think, at
Joey's birthday bash?
Joey's birthday bash.
Combe has always been a beast out of region. But let's talk about some of Texas's names.
Oh, J-Ham.
J-Ham,
Arsenals.
and Fury.
And Fury, yeah.
2 of the DFW defendants
Mhm,
in this bracket. And I know that Fury, I've watched them play, super solid with a lot of character.
Yeah.
I believe in their region they're number 2 right now under Salt. She's the melee falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Salt.
Yeah.
And so Fury goes toe to toe in melee matchups with Salt playing falcon. So very solid player. I would not be surprised to see them make a very strong run. Not someone who travels either. So this is their chance to shine.
Yeah, when you got the whole in region like crowd behind you, it's definitely your chance to be the person making the upsets.
Absolutely.
You got the crowd on your side.
Apathy.
Apathy as well. Texas Meta Knight player.
Yeah.
Flashing Fire's going, Flaffy.
Oh, Fluffy going, yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I believe.
Yeah, Flashing
Oklahoma
Fire
Snake,
hasn't
yeah.
been to a big event, I think, in a little while. So.
Yeah, I mean
It'll be
he's
exciting.
been doing all his locals there in Oklahoma, but I haven't seen him travel at all really.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
last time I remember seeing him anywhere was at Encore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
been
last
a
I've seen the
I've-
name in the big bracket.
I had to play Encore and I had to play
Yeah,
Encore. I had to
yeah.
play Flaffy and you at Encore.
Fun fact is that was the first set I've ever played against Robert. Was
Yeah,
at Encore.
and I lost. I was like, I gotta play some unranked Sheik who like I've never heard of. I got this, and then I got handed.
We got Captain Birdman showing up as
Yeah.
well.
ABJL as well.
Well,
So Texas pulling up. I
I would
wouldn't be
hope so,
as they
surprised
should.
if we see some other names from Texas.
You a bad bully, Colin?
Scroll
Baba
down
Booey?
a bit too. Yeah, let's
Baba
see.
Booey
what
and
other names-
This
the
is
Dr.
for-
Grin making another
there's
showing.
25 to 29.
They're up here.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Nave going. Drinking food going.
They got a lot of.
This is for the back hit.
Got a lot of
Jay.
Midwest going.
This is roll call for the back hit.
We'll do Grand Line a
Another
little bit later
time,
down, yeah.
Yeah, sometime.
Probably
next
after
month.
the back hit's done.
Yeah, back hit looking very exciting. I think Sosa may be going. I'm pretty sure that he's trying
We'll
to
see
sort
him
out his
there.
flight. So that should be exciting as well. Very stacked event, and this is like for the first half of the year, PMs have a lot of big events.
True, true.
Joey's birthday bash, Exodus.
Mile
Lake
High.
George, Mile High, and
Mile
then
High.
what was the event where Lunch and DVD met in Grams?
That was Joey's birthday.
Oh, that was Joe's birthday. Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's been a good start of the year, and it keeps going. Back hit now in March, Grand Line in
Smash Camp happening the same time.
Mm.
and so and this is just in the first 4 months of the year.
And then, I mean, even into the future, we've got Honeypot projected.
Yeah,
Warp Zone.
Warp Zone,
Invincible.
Invincible, yeah.
there's got to be a blacklisted coming at the end of the year.
I know SoCal is planning their Grand Line. Since if you don't know about Grand Line, it's an alternating series. So one event's going to be in SoCal, then the next one's in NorCal, and it alternates back and forth. So this is actually the second Grand Line that's happening in NorCal. I know a lot of people may not actually know that, but this is the second one.
Yeah, locals are looking healthy, looking very. Here in NorCal, we've had more locals than I think almost ever, maybe since 3.02.
I saw some shit where it's like Jags' region. It had like 55 entrants at the local.
Little disclaimer: I did see a tweet, the follow-up tweet that he made to that it was like 20 to 30 DQs.
Okay, but still 30.
But 30 is a
30
lot for
people
a
in
local.
a local is really nice.
I can say, yeah, our Trash Man event. Trey, shout out to Trey, running a great event. Really one of the most welcoming people I could like have in the scene.
Yeah, he's a super chill dude.
And we're getting so much just Melee player crossover.
A lot of people. Will also running a tournament out in San Francisco.
Blackthorn.
People are
and Guildhouse
starting
as well.
to play the game a bit more. Guildhouse also doing well. So NorCal's doing strong. I've seen the SoCal lower levels start to be a lot more motivated too when I go to visit. Shout outs to them.
Yeah, I'm glad they're still running stuff. I know Mickey's running his tournament.
Yeah.
Loyal's running a tournament.
And I know that the Cosmic crew out there, which is like Frequency, Plasma, all those guys, they're pushing their squad to keep going to the next level because they want to go out of region. They want to represent.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that's
the hunger we need.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's hard sometimes being a lower level player and still wanting it.
Yeah.
When you know that everyone's still so good. I remember when I came into the scene. I was in SoCal and I'm looking at all these top players. I'm like, man, like I don't think I'll ever be able to beat Nezergy. I'll ever be able to beat Teals. Like these guys are so good and. You look years later, and I've been able to get out. Yeah,
we're actually looking at expanding the NorCal VR 15. So
oh wow, yeah.
I think I talked to Avnish about this, and we're going to do a mid-season breakdown after the end of this month.
Ooh,
so we could talk about that on the podcast. Basically, it's just going to be going over all the set records for everyone in the region. We can take a look at that, see where we're projecting things to go, because. I love just looking at the head-to-head.
Data's cool.
Just seeing, where everyone stacks up.
And I know Che has said this in the chat, but yeah, the content, if we capitalize on this PM content, we have Walt making videos on PM. Oh, yeah. We're going to be making more Lon Lon Ranch podcasts and maybe some other content if we have some time. The scene's got to capitalize on this, and it's going to be really useful. How do we think, as a community, we can use this momentum for benefit of the whole scene? That is a question.
That's a tough one, because I feel like, as much as we wish that we were, I feel like PM isn't as connected to a decent amount of the rest of the Smash scene.
Yeah, I was kind of talking about this a little bit. We had a long discussion in the Discord the other day. And, I mean, really, also just having the Trey locals has kind of just opened my eyes. We have a lot in common with the Melee scene, Everybody, I think, wants to get, new players in, but really, I mean, we should just be having more crossover with Melee players. Whether or not we're at their events in person or we're a Shadow Major or whatever, the local scenes that we have between, our games, they have an interest to play our game and we're the closest thing to them.
Yeah, and the important thing I think always is when you're at a local like that where there are potential new names, is always do your best to make them feel comfortable, do your best to be welcoming, invite them to your region's Discord, if you see them ping net play, even if you may have your homie that you usually play, maybe sometimes play someone that you haven't played before.
Right.
Hop in the VC, things like that.
We just had a Melee Ganon player play PM for the first time at Trey's, and we were showing him all of the stuff you can do, and he was ecstatic. He was actually having such a good time.
It filled my heart to see how excited that guy was to play PM and to play Ganon and be like, dude, this character is so cool in this game, and it was it was so sick.
We'll see the excitement after Act Plan.
Oh. Hey, honestly, that guy,
he was
supposed to have gone 0-2, and he took a set, and he was like, Dang, that's crazy. I thought I was gonna go 2 and like I was done and like I won and I get to keep going. This is awesome.
No, yeah. I mean, in general, like, you know, I know for some of us, like, people who have been around for a while, we kind of get comfortable with our, you know, group that we've established. But there's always cool people out there that, you know, I've met some people, for example, in SoCal, too, that are newer to the scene, and I've had a great time getting to know them. Same in NorCal. It's like, you know,
we
there's
had,
always
we had
new names.
David
Yeah.
and Olivia, Ion and Oramori, who are really new to the scene. They'd been watching and playing like on their own time, but had just joined the scene within the past year, and now they're like a core part of NorCal, really.
Yeah,
And
really. Yeah.
I think a good thing too is promote your lower level growth in your scene.
Yep.
Like one thing that I really liked that happened at Exodus was we saw the lower levels of NorCal and SoCal do a crew battle against each other.
Oh yeah, that was
And,
really hype.
you know, like things like that. If you can get, you know, even if it's within your own region, like maybe just do some dumb crew battle, like I like McDonald's, I like Burger King, some dumb shit like that.
We do hotspot crews in
Yeah.
NorCal like every
Oh, yeah.
other
Yeah,
local.
and Hotspot's really good too because you know, everyone gets to play.
You can get everybody involved.
Yep.
Everyone can get involved, and you can feel the relation with the top players too. If you're a low level player, because like they may need you to do one stock that they fill your part. So
Yeah.
it's always cool to see. And also, be a crowd for your lower level players.
Oh yeah.
If
You
you-
gotta cheer them on.
If you have someone that goes 0-2 normally, and you see they take a game, you better be popping off.
You pump them up.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And if you if you do get them out of region, you gotta cheer your ass off.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Cheer your ass off for them. And if you hear someone cheering for someone else when you're playing them, don't be a bitch. That's their boy.
Yeah.
Let them cheer for their boy.
Yeah.
Now, don't, you know, say something negative about the other person, but if you're going in for your boy,
Nah,
If you're
yeah,
going in for
that's
your boy,
always fair game.
Just-
I do not care if someone's screaming for their boy in my
Yeah.
ear.
Easy rule of thumb when it comes to cheering, just don't say anything negative. Just pump your guy up, and that's it.
That's
all you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
You know, maybe don't scream in their ear.
Yeah,
You know,
sometimes that can
be
get annoying.
tasteful about it. But
You don't want to you don't want to see like the spit coming out of their mouth. and they're screaming. Yeah, overall, I think that is something that people can do to capitalize on this momentum. It's all on us. We are the community,
Yep.
and so it's on us how we want to grow the community.
yeah.
And so, do your part.
Yeah,
And
here
we'll
we are
Yeah,
doing ours.
exactly.
I want you to make P+ content.
Or support your locals.
Yeah.
Support your majors.
Go subscribe to LG_Big Large on Twitch.tv.
Yep.
And with that,
I think we're basically done. We gotta get to the local.
Yeah, we gotta get to our local.
You'll see
We
us
gotta
on mic
support
at
our
the local.
yeah, we're
Uh,
gonna be playing at the local.
Quick little rundown. We didn't get to go through stages today, so we'll try and get that in on another one. We're back. We're in person. We're gonna try and do these a little bit more often. We're hoping. I think we said like once a month.
Once a month would be good.
So-
before each ascension, honestly.
Yeah,
That'd
if
make
we just
the
do
most
it
sense.
with our ascensions, it'll kind of be our pre-show to ascension. The next one, hopefully, we'll get in before Grand Line.
It should definitely be before Grand Line and after
Back Hit.
which should line up with another ascension that we have
at the beginning of April.
sometime next month. Yeah, thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching.
And you know, if you enjoyed listening to this, you know, maybe tell your fellow PM friends about this podcast. Tell us what you liked, what you think you may want to hear on one of the future ones.
Yeah, what you want to hear, what we could do better. You know, give us some options here.
And ideas for content.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We'll be
Ideas.
uploading onto YouTube, youtube.com/the Lon Lon Ranch.
I believe that's what it
Almost
is.
certain.
If you don't follow on Twitter, follow the Lon Lon Ranch on Twitter. That's where we'll be posting all of our updates. And we're going to try and get some more content rolling here. And with
Yeah.
that,
That's the Big Large.